Hola, YouTube. It's Marco for Mayor. I hope your day's going well, okay? Today I have a story about my mom, okay? And my mother is an amazing woman, okay? Tries her best, takes care of a lot of people, and her entire life, she's just tried to do the right thing, okay? She's tried to elevate her life. Como dijimos, ¿verdad? Venimos a este país para hacernos más mejor, ¿verdad? De donde comenzamos. And my mother wanted to become better from where she came from. She was very poor when she was growing up. She came here, she became something. She became a little restaurateur for a little while. She ran the restaurant at the top. And then eventually my mother opened up her restaurant right here at Valentina's. Okay, but for a little while we had this little place over here on the west side across from the Don Heskin Center. Okay, in that area right there, this human piece of filth slumlord, okay, burned my mother. My mother realized that the location where she was at wasn't doing too well, and we were on the downslide. Okay, and so she wanted to get out of there. There was a buyer that she found that wanted to take over the location. My mother took this person over to this gentleman, the slumlord, and this person was the biggest wolf in sheep's clothing, is the only way you can put it nicely. Okay, he's a slumlord from beginning to end. Okay, put on a beautiful face to get us in there, and then just became this piece of human filth along the way. And then his true colors came out at the end. Okay, burned my mother for a lot of money. Okay, this piece of garbage is nothing like his father, Chuck. Okay, and I'll leave it at that. But this piece of filth, my mom took him there. Okay, and the person who my mother took is a very successful restaurateur in town. Okay, and I'll finish telling you the story, and I'm not going to tell you who any of these people are. This is a story because they'll know who they are, and this is for them. Okay, and nothing against the guy that took over our location. Good for him. My mom went. I guess they kind of knew each other, and so when my mom took him, basically this dude said no. The slumlord said, no, I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to pay to the end of the term. My mom could no longer sustain there, so we had to leave. And this guy sued us, okay? We proved that he broke the contract because he didn't want to allow my mom to offlet the sale, even though this man was more than capable of taking over the location. He had the money, he had the loans, he had everything he needed to take over the location. And the location was already just turnkey, take over, boom. You do what you're going to do in there, okay? And you know, all this information was taken to the courts. I'm not even going to tell you the attorney because honestly, I think she tried her best, but it was a daunting task in the face of such a corrupt system that we have in El Paso. Okay, and these people go to certain courts. Okay, and the judges there basically do their bidding. Okay, for these slumlords, and we're going to find out. Believe me when I tell you this. When I become mayor, okay, this slumlord who happens to be a board member at West Star Bank, which tells you a lot about that bank, okay? But this member of the chair over there, the board member of West Star Bank, okay, and I won't tell you his name. I just want him to know that this isn't over for me, okay? I have a very long memory, okay? And they say, revenge is a dish best served cold. And I want you to know, I never forgot the way you burned my mother. And the way you use the court systems, and the court systems allowed you to be corrupt. And so you took a lot of money from my mother. And that was okay. We had the money at the time. You could take that money and shove it up your ass, okay? And it happened. And so basically, he didn't want to transfer. We had to leave. He sued for the rest of the money on the contract, which wasn't a lot, but it was still a pain in the ass. And then in the end, this human piece of filth slumlord still allowed that person that we took to him, He called them up and they opened up a building. They opened up the shop there where we used to be at. They became very successful and they opened up some other locations around town, okay? Again, I'm not going to involve this person because he's a good man and my mother knows him, okay? He had nothing to do with this, okay? But just understand that's the mentality of this piece of human filth slumlord, okay? Why am I telling you this story? Because I am telling you this story because it is one of many stories in this city of how you have slumlords, people who own property and burn other individuals when that's not necessary, okay? It's not. And I understand the property is yours, but there's a proper way to do things, especially when you have to follow a contract. I'm going to find out who this judge is and how many times this judge went and basically in favor of this guy, even though he broke the contract literally. There was no disputing that, but this judge didn't give a crap, okay? And the judges in this city are beyond corrupt, okay? There's so many corrupt judges. Just look at what happened the other day with this idiot that went and stabbed this guy in Horizon, okay? They stabbed the guy in Horizon, and then the judge basically put a weak bond and let the dude out. I honestly think they should have held this dude there, no bond. You randomly went up to a place, stabbed this guy, and you think you should be placed on bond? No, you can go F yourself. You're crazy. Get out of here. Okay, you hear that siren? That's the siren of the emergency here in this city. How dire we need to clean the corruption in this city. Okay, so even the judges in our courts, they're all involved in this little scheme, okay? And I bet you they get kickbacks and there's all sorts of stuff. And again, I tell you, this slumlord goes to specific judges to take care of these cases, okay? Cases concerning property. And again, there was no dispute. We completed everything we needed to do. He broke the contract, and the judge basically said, no, F you guys, pay this guy. This guy gets paid out. He slips this dude some money underneath, and that's how it goes, okay? We're going to find out how many times this has happened in this dude's court and how many times this dude, the slumlord, who happens to be a board member over there at West Star Bank, we're going to find out how many times this slumlord did that. And by the way, this slumlord's partner is a little hobbit. This big little dude. Nothing like his father, George, okay? This little hobbit, along with this slumlord, okay? They burned my mother when it wasn't necessary. And again, I have a long memory. We're going to find out, and this is a warning to every property owner that's a piece of human filth that likes to take advantage of people. Okay? We're going to find out how many times the courts have unfairly or illegally sided, not with the plaintiff or not with the person that's bringing the case, right? That has sided with the person bringing the case and not the defendant trying to defend against this case. So we're going to find out. I want you to know that and this is going to be a proactive thing, because we're going to clean when I tell you we're going to clean the corruption in our government, we're going to clean the corruption in this city. Because people do not deserve to get burned by dirty ass slumlords who can't keep their word, okay? Or tyrants with their tenants. And I can tell you some stories of some of my friends who have businesses in certain buildings, and the landlords are just pieces of garbage. And we're gonna fix that, okay? Believe you me, we're gonna make it very impossible for people like you who take advantage of people's dreams, right? You rent a location, you have a dream and you want to fulfill it, and you're not a part of that dream. You just happen to be the placeholder of the building where they're renting. So just take your money and leave, okay? Don't make it impossible for these tenants. And we're going to find out again, I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. And believe me, I know a lot of good landlords The landlord where we have our restaurant here, where we've been for 34 years, man, that guy is an amazing human being. Talk about a person who takes into consideration other people's situations. And again, he has money, he's affluent, he's an amazing person, and he's not trying to burn anybody. This person, my mom was just trying to get out of there, recover a little bit of cash, and it would have been the same. Nothing, because he still went in there, right? In the end, the person that my mom took to this human piece of filth he still ended up renting to him. And a very successful building. He went into our location and opened up another location down here in the downtown area. Okay. And again, I'm not going to tell you who they are. I hate to keep things as skeptical, as mysterious as it is, but I know the people that hear this message, and I know when they see this message, they'll know who exactly I'm talking about. Okay. And as far as Weststar Bank goes, we're going to find out how many of these slumlords they have on their board. Okay. Sir, because that speaks highly of that bank. Don't go bank there. My suggestion to you, go bank at Chase. They're the best bank in the world. All these other banks sell you out, and they really do terrible things. Chase, while Jamie Dimon was still the head of that bank, which I still think he's still around that whole culture of that bank, is an amazing bank. I love Chase. So if you, just as a shout out, Chase, thank you. You've done a great job. I've been with you forever, okay? And I'm proud to be with you guys. But to these banks that think, oh, I'm going to get this board member, and you're not even investigating these board members, and I'm pretty sure you know who they are as individuals, okay? Again, coming into power, when I become mayor, we're going to start to find out all the little corrupt things that are going to happen, okay? And to these slumlords that are going to these specific judges, and these judges are ruling on their behalf, even though they've broken the contracts, we're going to find out how many times that has happened, because we're going to have judicial review. And then I'm going to take all of this information, and then I'm going to send it to Trump's DOJ, and I'm going to have him deal with it. Because we don't need corrupt criminals in this city who burn individuals who are trying nothing more than to fulfill their dreams, okay? Yes, you're a landlord. Yes, they should pay you your rent, right? But you can have a little bit of compassion. And if it's not going to burn you because of your greedy nature, then you should allow people to fulfill their contracts and get out if they can't fulfill their end of the bargain, right? If they found the buyer, let them leave in peace. Don't go burn them for cash because you're trying to double dip. That's effectively what you did. You went, you got the tenant, he still went in there, and you burned my mother for more money, okay? I have a long memory. I promise you this, and you know who you are. I'm going to make it so freaking heavy for you. The amount of lawsuits that I'm going to have coming your way when I become mayor, because we're going to find out everything your corporation has been doing. I'm going to find out how many tenants you have, and we're going to find out how many affiliations you have with this city. And then I'm going to cancel all of those affiliations with you because you're just a piece of garbage landlord. And so you've been put on notice. This is a warning to every slumlord in El Paso. You want to burn your tenants? You're not going to do that while I'm mayor. So, there you go. And to every renter out there, and to everybody aspiring to get their dreams off of the ground, you find good landlords that they don't, now I'm not saying they want to share in your dream, but at least understand that you're somebody trying to fulfill a vision, and they're not trying to get into your business other than, hey, here's my location, this is what the rent is. And if they're fair, treat them good, guys, okay? It's hard to come by good landlords. And again, shout out to my landlord here, Ricardo. I love you to death, brother. You're a beautiful human being, and thank you for being so good to my family for all those years. And to you out there, you know who you are. Okay, you're not like your father, Chuck. Your father, Chuck, was such a good human being. And to the little hobbit, you're nothing like your father, George. You're not even a fraction of what your father was. You're not even a millimeter. Okay, you little 4'5" little monster, both of you guys. You think you could take advantage of people and that nothing would come of it. But I promise you this, when I become mayor, we're going to start to peel the onion and we're going to start to find out, okay? And to West Star Bank, if these people are still working there, and I'll go tell you, once I become mayor, we'll approach you with this. If you want to keep them on the board, then we'll just stop everything that the city's doing with you and we'll find other banks that are good, like Chase, okay? That's how it's going to work, okay? Period. Because I'm not going to affiliate the city and have corrupt entities, because my administration's all is going to be about transparency, and we're working for the people. And if you're burning the people, then you have no place in this city. Period. And by the way, West Star, we're going to find out how many of those loans or how many times you've loaned money to these slumlords in the face of what they're doing. And we're going to find out if you know. And if you don't know, you will know. And if they persist on your board, then we're going to do something about it. Okay? Because we're not going to have individuals being burned here. Again, if you're a property owner, yes, of course, go out, make money, fulfill your dreams. Okay, you have dreams as well. But don't be a human piece of filth. It's not your place to burn individuals. And to all of you guys that are renting or potential renters, be respectful, guys. Okay? Because just like I'm coming down on these slumlords, if you're a tenant or if you're a squatter and think you're just going to get away with it because I'm siding with the people, no. Don't get it twisted, guys, okay? This isn't oh, this dude's going to side with us and now we can go do whatever we want. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, if you're a good person just trying to do the right thing, and the renter is just trying to do the right thing, we're always going to side with the people that are good. But if you're just some piece of shit trying to find an easy cash, or a slumlord trying to find easy cash, then you squatters, you're not welcome in the city. And I'll state it now. If you're a squatter thinking you're gonna come to the city and just burn people, we'll throw your ass out of here so fast. It will make your head spin. We'll put you in a database as a person who likes to go squat in other people's property, and then we'll start arresting you, and your terms will become longer, okay? Because that's criminal. I'm going to make sure it becomes criminal. And if not, we'll just make sure that you leave the city, because we'll make it so horrible for you to be here. Okay, we don't need pieces of filth like yourself in this city making it bad for all other renters that are just trying to do the right thing, okay? And that goes both ways, to squatters and to slumlords. You're not welcome in the city. If that's what your intention is, just to burn people, nah, get out. You're not welcome, okay? There's a lot of good people that are trying to do good things in this city. This is why El Paso is one of the most awesome cities. And again, to every citizen out there who's law-abiding, remember our mantra, guys. Prosperity, security, responsibility. Those three things matter in a society, in a civil society. And it goes both ways. I love you guys. Marco for mayor. Defending your interests against pieces of garbage that are trying to take advantage of you and making it worse for everybody else. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day.